everybody, this is Q Universe here, co-hosting episode number 3 of Epic Island Battle Tournament.
It's good to have you on the show, Quartzy. Welcome. I think we start off by introducing today's fighters, or tonight's fighters, wherever these badasses might be.
We have the legendary Star Warrior, Kirby, versus
the evil scientist of the Red Ribbon Army, Dr. Gero. You know, the guy who makes androids that are actually cyborgs.
Well, I think we do this right and start off with Kirby himself.
Very well. Kirby, the legendary Star Warrior from the planet Popstar. One of the last remaining Star Warriors, actually the youngest. And the only other one, technically, that's alive is Meta Knight.
Kirby may look cute and cuddly, but don't underestimate his abilities.
Yes, indeed. You better take this legendary Star Warrior seriously, or it could be your downfall. Because Kirby himself is so strong, he's able to casually punch a planet and crack it in half. Casually punching it.
Yes, but that's nothing. Kirby even managed to hold back a wave that was going to destroy the universe.
Correct. Now that does not put him at a universal scale or even multi-galaxy, because it was literally for a few split seconds and he had to run and flee away before he himself actually got destroyed. Kirby's attack potency can actually be scaled to multi-solar system level.
And if you think that's impressive, wait till you hear about Kirby's durability.
Yes, as he's able to survive being inside of a black hole, which puts him at multi-solar system level durability as well. And speaking of being inside of a black hole, that's where Kirby's speed comes in. You see, he outswam a black hole, which means he's at the very least 4 times above light speed, but that's not including his warp star. Yes, you see, Kirby's warp star traveled from a planet to the other end of the galaxy pretty freaking fast. Now, the time is not specific, however, it was relatively fast, and that actually does put Kirby's travel speed thousands of times faster than light. At the very least, if we do lowball, he's at least thousands of times the speed of light travel speed on his warp star.
Enough about the basics, let's get into the juicy stuff.
Agreed.
Kirby has the ability to absorb his opponents and obtain one of their skills.
Yes, and inside of his stomach is his own little pocket dimension, you could say.
Kirby has many forms, such as Fighter Kirby.
Yes, and Fighter Kirby makes him even stronger, and as the title implies, he's a badass fighter. Ha ha ha.
There's also Hammer Kirby, who can hit the ground really hard and cause an earthquake. He even has Hypernova Kirby, which can almost suck in anything.
Indeed, indeed. Kirby can also shapeshift, as shown when he can shapeshift into a stone-like object for more durability.
He can even keep up with Meta Knight in combat, who is massively hypersonic.
Now keep in mind, that is combat speed that is massively hypersonic. Kirby's travel speed, nonetheless, is above light speed with or without his warp star.
He's even took down King DDD on more than one occasion.
Quite easily, I might add. Quite easily. And we all know how powerful and strong DDD is. Yes, so altogether, folks, Kirby is one of the last remaining Star Warriors. He's young, has the mind of a child. However, he is very powerful and durable, and very, very fast.
He has many forms and abilities, but I say we move over to his opponent, Dr. Gero.
Agreed. Dr. Gero, mad and evil scientist of the Red Ribbon Army.
Even though he wasn't in the original Dragon Ball, for some reason.
I know, Akira Toriyama's thing. Well, despite Akira Toriyama not realizing he should have put Dr. Gero in the actual Dragon Ball where the Red Ribbon Army exists, I say we get on to what he can do and what he has actually done in Dragon Ball Z as a whole.
Dr. Gero, famous for creating his androids. Oops, I meant cyborgs.
Haha, yeah, they're cyborgs. Trust me. Let's just go along with it. Yeah.
The first two androids he quote-unquote created were 19 and 20.
Well, yeah, technically they were the first two that we witnessed with our own eyes on screen, besides Android 8 back in the day, which was Ader, but we won't get into him. And yeah, speaking of 19 and 20, well, you see, they used to be human, obviously, before they were cyborg android things, and you see, one of them is actually Dr. Gero himself as a cyborg. Yeah.
Wow, I didn't realize how weird Dragon Ball Z was.
Yeah, it's definitely an amazing anime, but it has its weird and awkward moments, I guess you could say, with certain characters.
But despite that, Dr. Gero is very powerful and fast.
Indeed, as he is stated to be above Goku Kaioken times 4.
The same Kaioken times 4 that matched a planet-busting Gallic gun.
Vegeta's planet-busting Gallic gun, to be precise. And Goku using the Kaioken times 4 definitely does put him at least light speed during combat, and makes him planetary as well, meaning Gero is at least planet level and light speed during combat.
He even has a red zit on his hand that can absorb people's energy.
Indeed.
Like most Dragon Ball characters, Dr. Gero can manipulate ki energy.
Did we mention he actually killed Yamcha? I know what you're thinking, Yamcha's weak, but no. This is Yamcha after training with King Kai, the same Yamcha who bodied Raccoon, the same Raccoon who bodied a planet-level Vegeta on Namek. Yes, and Dr. Gero casually lifted him up, started absorbing his energy, and casually stuck his hand through Yamcha's chest. The same Yamcha that bodied Raccoon from the Ginyu Force. One of his main attacks being the photon wave, which is actually a very powerful ki blast in its own right, folks.
Then Gero would get embarrassed by Piccolo.
Yes, and he was forced to flee to his hidden base, his undercover base, you could say.
That's where he unleashed number 17 and 18.
Yes, and sadly, this is basically where Gero's story would end, except for GT, which we would not be getting into because it's not exactly canon to the main storyline, you could say.
What he means by Gero's story ending is, well, he died.
Ha, yeah. He got his head kicked off by number 17 himself. So altogether, folks, Dr. Gero is the mad scientist for the Red Ribbon Army. He's at least planetary and light speed during combat, as he was above Kaioken times 4 Goku.
He can manipulate ki energy and absorb other people's energy.
And he met his demise through one of his own creations. With all that being said, and all this at Dr. Gero's disposal, does he have what it takes to take on one of the last legendary Star Warriors himself? Well, folks, let's go ahead and find out. And it looks like Kirby, the Star Warrior himself, won. But before I tell you why, I got two big shoutouts to give. First shout out goes to Simple Star for the animation you witnessed. So shout out to Simple Star for that really cool animation. Second shout out goes to Q Universe for co-hosting this episode with me. So shout out to both of these badasses. Go check out their YouTube channels and subscribe. On to business. So yeah, reasons why Kirby won. And folks, let's be honest with ourselves here. Pretty one-sided indeed. Now, that does not mean Dr. Gero is weak in any way. In fact, he's at least planet level and light speed during combat due to the fact he was actually stated to be able to take out Kaioken x4 Goku. Yes. And while Gero might have a slight edge in combat speed, slightly, as Kirby's massively hypersonic, keeping up with Meta Knight, well, Kirby can still summon his Warp Star and Speed Blitz Gero on that. And on his Warp Star, he, massively faster than light. Now, that's not his exact combat speed, but he nonetheless can Speed Blitz people on said Warp Star. Especially Gero can only keep up with the movements of someone going just light speed. We're talking about bare minimum thousands of times the speed of light on his Warp Star. That's bare minimum, folks. Yeah, Gero can blow up a planet, but Kirby doesn't even have to charge anything up. He can casually just punch a large planet and crack it in half. He himself can actually be scaled to multi-solar system, going off the feats, consistent feats we know for the badass. Gero does take intelligence, hands down. There really is no arguing that. Gero takes intelligence and a slight, tiny edge in combat speed, arguably. But everything else, pretty much domination, especially Kirby's techniques and extra abilities, it's over. Multi-solar system level and massively faster than light versus planetary and light speed. It's not looking good. And the durability, yeah, Kirby has survived being inside black holes. Dr. Gero has never shown anything close to that type of durability. So the winner of this Epic Island Battle Tournament round, Episode 3, is Kirby, due to the simple fact he tremendously outclasses Dr. Gero. Hope you enjoyed it for what it was. Stay tuned later. I'll be releasing the trailer to the next fight. As always, have a great one. Peace!